In Project 2, we're going to look at a tool called the Quick Parts tool that Word provides to us that allow us to insert data like text, fields, objects, or any other items that help you build a document. And these quick parts should enable you to quickly build a document and offer consistency and a more professional look within a document. So these building blocks that are categorized under the Quick Parts button allow you, as the name gives, allow you to build a document. And we're going to look at several different ones and actually build a really nice document when it's all done using these particular tools. So if you'll notice, I've already opened Comp Viruses and named it Word Level 2 Chapter 3 Project 2 Comp Viruses as it's suggested on page 91. And so we're going to begin with that. They have us inserting some section breaks and have us doing a little bit of formatting first, and then we'll insert a table of contents, a cover letter, a sidebar, a lot of different things within the document. We're going to begin by inserting a continuous section break below this first title. So I'm going to place my insertion point in that first paragraph, go to the Page Layout tab and Breaks, and we're going to insert a continuous section break. And again, you don't see that unless you go to your draft view, and then you can see the continuous section break. Okay, we're also going to insert a next page section break above the second part here, security risks. So I'm going to click right before chapter 2. We want this to start on a new page, and we also want it to begin a new section. So again, under the Page Layout tab, the Insert Page and Section Breaks button, we'll choose an Next Page Section Break, which inserts a section break and begins a new page. So you can see it forced it to the next page. We also want to insert another continuous section break after the title, and the reason for both of these continuous section breaks is that we're going to apply columns to these areas, so we need a section break in there to do that. So again, continuous section break. And then the entire document needs to be changed to 1.15. So I'm going to select the entire document by pressing Control A, and then I'll go back to the Home tab, and in the paragraph group we'll choose line spacing, and we want 1.15. Okay. Then each of these sections, on the first one here for chapter 1, this information in chapter 1, that's all. Yeah, they want that formatted so that 2 columns of text appear, and they've got to be equal width. So I'm going to go back to the Page Layout tab, Page Setup group, Columns, and we'll just choose 2, and that'll automatically put it for equal widths. You can see the 2 columns there. We're going to balance the columns, which you've done this before, by entering in a section break, a continuous section break at the end of that area. So again, back to our breaks button, continuous. By doing that, now these are balanced on the second page. First page is still fine. We're going to do the same thing for the second chapter. I'm going to select that text. I don't need to go down that far. And we're going to apply 2 columns as well. And we'll balance these 2, although I don't know how necessary that is or if we'll see any changes here. Yeah, it did balance it a little bit. Okay, now with the building blocks, or the Quick Parts gallery, we're going to add a table of contents at the beginning of our document. So I'm going to press Control Home. That'll take me to the very top. We also want to insert a new page, so I'm going to press Control Enter. Now we have a blank page at the top, and this is where we're going to insert the table of contents. So I'm at the very top of that document, or at that page, and to get to the Quick Parts gallery, we're going to go into the Insert tab. In the text group, you'll see Quick Parts, and then we're going to the Building Blocks Organizer. So click on that, and this is our dialog box. These are all the default building blocks that Word has created for us already. You can kind of click on these and see what they look like on the right hand side in the preview area. In Project 3, we're actually going to make some building blocks of our own, so you can customize those and create unique ones that pertain to us. But for now, we're going to use the ones that the book has. And we can put these in alphabetical order. If you just click on the name column here, they'll all be put in alphabetical order, which will be helpful. And the one that we want to use for our table of contents is called Automatic Table 1. So we'll scroll down here just a little bit, Automatic, and then I need to widen this column so we can see what's going on here. We need Automatic Table 1. And then once that's been selected, we can click on the Insert button. That should put the table of contents in at the top based on those headings within our document. Those headings have had styles applied to them, so it can pick up on that and use those in the table of contents. All right. Then we're going to go to Chapter 1, where the computer viruses are. And actually, honestly, in real life, I would correct that. When you've got space at the top there, that's not cool. That is not a blank line, but what it is spacing before. If we can decrease that, that'll pull that up so that those are even. Okay. All right, but at this point, they want it at the beginning of the title. So we're going to position the insertion point at the beginning of the title, and we're going to put in a sidebar. Now what a sidebar does is it pulls out text from that area, or it draws attention, or maybe a quote pertaining to the content in that area. So we're going to again go under the Insert tab, Quick Parts, Building Blocks Organizer, and the sidebar that we're looking for is categorized under Tiles, and I'm just pressing the T for Tiles, and that'll take me down to the T's. And then you can see there's a format called Tiles through here, and you can use the footers, the headers, the cover pages. There's a Tiles quote, and we want Tiles sidebar. By using that, you'll have the same color schemes, not tildes, the tiles. The same color schemes will be used in all those, which again offers consistency and a professional look to your document. So we're going to choose the Tile sidebar, choose Insert. That gives you a placeholder where you can type in the text, and the text that we're going to type in is a quote on page 92. It is step 4E. So I'm leaving that selected, and I'm just going to start typing in, although accurate estimates, blah blah blah. I guess that should have been in quotes, and I didn't put that in quotes. We'll do that right now. Okay, so that's our sidebar, and they also want to make that a little bit smaller in font. So I'm going to select the text, and I'm just going to use the mini toolbar here, and they want that reduced to 14. And then we'll click outside of that, and you can see what that does. That let's do a print preview so you can see what's going on here. So now you can see it's at the very top of where it starts in chapter 4. And honestly, let me go back just a minute. You could pull that entire placeholder down if you needed to, but we'll leave it as is on undo that. I'm not sure what their spacing issues are, so we'll leave that as is. Okay. Now I'm also noticing something else here. When I move that up, remember that was at 20, I think. I can't remember where that was, but now by adding that sidebar, that pushed that whole area down, and that's forced a couple of lines here to the second column. So this is fine now because they are both aligned at the top. So when you get done with everything, then you can go back and check for those kind of spacing issues before saving it and sending it out. Okay. We're also going to insert a footer building block. Again, you know that footers are text that appear at the bottom of every page. And so again, we're going to go back to the Insert tab, Quick Parts, Building Blocks Organizer. And again, we're going to use Tiles, the Tiles format. So we want tiles footer, tiles footers. Again, I'm going to choose insert. That places a specific type, obviously a footer at the bottom, and we're going to click in the type the company address, and we're going to put in Northland Security Systems. And the page numbering, I'm assuming, is correct. We may need to look at that. They don't ever say to change that, so we'll leave it as it is for right now. Okay, so that's our footer. I'm actually going to close out of the footer header pane and preview this again so you can kind of see what's going on. There's the footer that's on page 2. If I go to the next page, there's page 3, chapter 2, there's page 4. So that footer appears on every page. And let's go back just for a minute. I want to see what's going on table of contents. It also has it as page 1, which honestly, table of contents probably shouldn't have Arabic numbering in there. It should be little tiny I's. So that's, I don't think they're going to address that here, but just keep in mind that when you have a table of contents, typically that's with little tiny Roman numerals rather than the Arabic numbers. Okay, all right, now we're also going to insert a cover page using this same tiles format. So go back to the Insert tab, Quick Parts, Building Blocks Organizer. Oh, and you know what? Let me do something. I want to make sure I'm at the very top. I just now pressed Control Home, and then we'll go back into the Building Blocks Organizer. And again, we're going down to Tiles, and I want the one that has the cover page, and then we'll insert. And that should place it at the very, very beginning of our document. So there's the title, the cover page, and then there's the table of contents and chapter 1. So we're going back to the cover page. They want us to insert some information on the cover page, and for the where it says type company name, you can click on the little tab here that appears. We're going to type in Northland Security Systems again. And any placeholder that you don't use, you need to delete it out. So for example, if you didn't want to put your name in there, you just click on it. I'm going to press the delete key on the keyboard. That removes the placeholder. Don't leave the placeholders in there if you're not using them. Okay, I'm going to undo that. And actually for the author, they want first and last name in there. And then the document title, computer security, and the subtitle, they want computer viruses and security risks. Okay, and we'll scroll down a little bit more, and they want the year down here to be the current year. So I'm just going to type in 2011. So you can see very quick ways of creating a professional looking document. We've got the cover page here. There's the table of contents. First chapter with a pull quote. Second chapter. So very quickly, once we got the text in there, somebody typed in the text obviously, but once that was typed in, then you can build in the parts around it and make it look very professional.